Hi. So I guess today we're going to be. This is a new channel that we're starting up, and we're just going to kind of study the Bible with my dad.
Alright.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Dad, and we're going to start right at the beginning with good old Genesis.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to read.
All right.
And you feel free to jump in and ask questions. Now, we actually had you read this when you're a lot younger,
Okay.
and you found it a little bit ridiculous, but
Okay.
we're going to try to take it seriously.
Okay.
And so here we go. All right.
All right.
So I'm going to read.
All right.
And go ahead and cut in when you want to.
Okay.
All right. This is we're reading out of the New International Version. This is actually my grandfather's. He'd be very happy I was doing this. All right. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was a formless and empty darkness. Let me read that again. Now the earth was a formless and empty darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters.
Wait. So the Earth wasn't a solid object, or was it?
It was formless and empty, yes.
So how was
But it was an earth, yes.
Okay.
I guess maybe he had a place that he was planning to put earth.
Oh, he just picked a section of nothing and called it Earth.
Right. But there's water.
He made water before the Earth.
No, the water was already there, I guess.
Oh.
Well, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Right.
So it was created, and the heavens were created. But the earth was formless and empty,
Okay. And
and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So I guess he was physically there,
okay.
hovering.
So he was hovering over a blob of
Or,
water.
or metaphorically, maybe some people might think of it as sort of metaphorical hovering.
Okay.
We can give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe use metaphorically hovering.
Okay.
And God said, "Let there be light." Ah, the famous line. You've heard that one before.
Yep.
Let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light... Whoops, let me see the page.
Yeah, you did.
God thought the light was... saw that the light was good.
Oh.
And he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Alright, next. And God said, let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water.
What?
So God... Okay, so there's this water business. I believe, and we can look this up, but I believe, and I'm not a biblical expert, but I believe a lot of previous religions and cultures had this sort of concept of water. Like everything was water, and that was the base of everything. Anyway, so God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And it was so. God called the expanse sky. And there was evening and there was morning the second day. So he created the heavens and the earth, which was formless.
Okay.
Maybe the earth was a bunch of water.
Oh, just like a water planet.
Or maybe they just meant the earth didn't have form on the surface.
Ah, I see.
So maybe they didn't have... so maybe they just meant it was a round ball. And so now...
So a round ball
covered
of
with
water.
a bunch of water. So then... And I think the water went forever because there was no sky.
So just an infinite plane of water
Then
with
he
no gravity.
separated the water. So now you've got water above, water below, and in between is sky.
What? But how do you have water above and is there no gravity?
Well, God made the expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. So there's water above too.
There's water above the sky.
Right. I think he's going to fill that in later.
Uh-huh. Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait, so the universe is just water, and then he separates a chunk of water out to make a sky.
Well, he created the heavens.
So are the heavens on the same field of plane as the water?
let's go on.
Okay.
Maybe it'll clear up in a minute here. And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. All right. So the water down on the earth is pooling up into puddles. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas, and God saw that it was good. Then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed on it according to their various kinds. And it was so. Seed-bearing plants, trees. All right, and it was so.
What about air?
Well, they had the sky, so I suppose that's air.
Okay, if that counts as air.
Yeah.
Because God has to make all the elements too.
Right.
Like hydrogen and oxygen.
We'll get to the sun later, though.
Well, you can't have plants without the sun, though. How do you have plants without the sun? Like, they just die. Because you need to photosynthesize.
I suppose it depends. If you thought it was literally 6 days,
Yeah.
then maybe the plants could hold out.
Okay. Well, I guess plants start out underground as like a seed or something.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
let the land produce vegetation.
So there had to be some sort of heat source.
Well.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I thought
Well,
it started out,
we created day, but he didn't create a sun.
let there be light. So there's light already.
Okay. And we're just gonna
Maybe he's creating light from himself.
be okay with assume that the light produced heat. Because you need to have the heat.
Well, light.
Right.
No, well, light. Oh, to warm it up. Well, the light. You talking about frozen plants?
Yeah. You'd have frozen plant. You wouldn't have plants that could do anything. There'd be no point to the plant.
Yeah, I mean, the light must be providing heat. Maybe he's doing it himself.
Maybe, possibly.
Okay, the land produced vegetation. Okay, we got all that. And God saw that it was good.
Okay.
And there was evening and there was morning. So we're having lots of mornings and evenings. So that implies a sunrise. We still don't have a sun, though.
Wait, how?
Well, maybe he's doing it. You know, in previous religions, they had chariots that would carry, I don't know.
But aren't chariots an invention of people? Like, they're
No.
people.
Well, but let's not go on there. So
Okay.
there's still evenings and
Okay.
mornings. There's evenings and mornings. No sun yet. And God said, let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night. And let them serve as signs to mark seasons and days and years. And let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And it was so. I think he's talking about the stars.
Whoa, he made stars before he made the sun?
Maybe not.
I thought the sun came first.
Well, here it comes. God made two great lights.
Okay.
I think he might be now going back and saying what he was talking about.
Okay.
The greater light to govern the day,
So the sun, I'm assuming.
and the lesser light to govern the night.
Oh, so the moon.
The moon, yeah.
Right.
Which isn't actually a light.
Right. It's just a reflection of the sun bouncing off the moon.
Right. To govern the day and night, and to separate light from darkness. Of course, the moon's in the daytime too sometimes, so that's okay.
Wait, what? He just made an absolute statement that he's separating night and day with the moon and the sun to govern it. If the moon's around during the daytime, that defeats literally the whole purpose.
Well, the sun actually does dominate the moon during the daytime.
Well, I guess the moon never left.
Well, you can't see it very good.
Right.
If they're in the sky at the same time, the sun definitely dominates.
Well, of course, it's a bigger mass.
Sometimes there's no moon at night. Okay. And God said, let the water... Okay, so that was it. So he did the...
So explain how light got there.
So, yeah, on day 4, he created the sun and the moon after the plants. Okay, and God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth, across the expanse to the sky.
But
so God created...
God created birds and stuff, and they just survived.
water
somehow?
creatures and birds.
Water creatures and birds.
Well, they got vegetables, remember?
Okay, I guess.
So, and seeds. So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every living and moving thing with which the water teems according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good.
So dinosaurs.
Everything's good.
Like dinosaur birds? And fish and stuff? Or what we would call natural birds?
I don't know. Birds.
Oh.
God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day.
Mm.
And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures, according to their kinds, living stock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man." Getting good stuff now.
All right.
In our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So we're in charge.
So he made us the dominant species.
Yes.
Why did he make us have to govern stuff? Why can't he just make us live
I don't know.
on our own without having to eat and stuff?
I don't know.
Kind of,
We are the dominant species, so that kind of fits.
I guess.
So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them.
Okay.
Alright. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds of the air and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food.
Okay.
And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. There was evening, and there was morning the sixth day. So everybody's a vegetarian so far.
Oh shit. Wait, everyone's a vegetarian?
Right, so the animals get the plants, and
How do the animals survive?
we get the plants too.
So we just get everything?
I give to you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed on it.
So is there root plants that
they will be yours
we
for
don't
food.
get? Did we not?
They'll be yours for food, and to all the beasts of the earth, and to all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I guess that would include us, I give every green plant for food. Oh, green, specifically the green stuff.
Okay.
Stuff you don't eat.
Yep.
God saw that all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. Haha.
Sure.
And then we know, okay, thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day he rested from all his work. And God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done.
Wait. God's all powerful. Why does he need to rest? Can't he just make himself stop feeling tired? I mean, I thought he's all powerful, isn't he? Why would he have to rest?
He's tired. That was hard work.
Tired? He's a god. He doesn't need to get tired. What kind of a god has such petty feelings of being tired? What?
Well, I don't think he'd done much else after that anyway, so.
That's a good point. I think that's about it.
And it was a pretty long rest.
I guess.
Well, now he's busy keeping track of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Watching people. Alright. Adam and Eve. This is chapter 2, by the way.
Okay.
Actually, the seventh day was in chapter 2. Started chapter 2.
Oops.
Adam and Eve. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created. That's right in here.
Okay.
When the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and no shrub of the field had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant of the field had yet sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent rain on the earth, and there was no man to work the ground, but streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. The Lord God formed the man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being.
Whoa. So, did you just say that he made man before plants? 'Cause that's what it sounded like.
Yes.
Because I thought he made plants first, according to when he made the 7-day thing. Right?
Okay. I suspect this might be how you get around all the incest, because I think he created a whole bunch of people.
Who weren't the original humans? 'Cause I thought Adam and Eve were the original humans.
Maybe not. Maybe he created a bunch of people, because before chapter 2, he creates a bunch of people.
Right.
And then he creates his special Adam and Eve.
But what makes them any different?
Maybe, I don't know. Because Adam and Eve's kids, unless they're going to just have, breed with each other, maybe they can breed with the other people he made. I don't know. So he made the man
right
out of dust.
Yeah.
There's a note.
Were the other people made out of dust?
Oh, the Hebrew for man, Adam, sounds like it may be related to the Hebrew for ground. It is also the name Adam.
Oh.
So when he says man, the man, he sees Adam.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Adam technically means man, doesn't it? When you name someone Adam, you technically name them man.
Yeah.
And Eve means
Adam was... Okay. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. And the Lord made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground. So, okay, these are the first trees, I guess. They were pleasing to the eye and good for food. Oh, right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
This guy came before the other people.
Right. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Then why did God talk about making other people before Adam and Eve?
No. So, he made the people on
Day 6, right?
Day 6. So, Adam and Eve he's making before the vegetables grew up.
What? So, I guess that technically makes sense because you could put them in...
The vegetation was on the 4th day.
Right.
No, that was the 3rd day. Yeah, that was the 3rd day. So it was before that. Wow, right after he separated the water. All right.
That doesn't make much sense.
I know. All right. Well, anyway, consider he made a dude out of dust.
That's pretty good.
Although he could just snapped him into being.
That's a good point. He's all powerful, right?
Well, he snapped everything else into being.
Wait, so why do you have to make him out of dust?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And he made those other people
There are some issues here.
Wait, but he made the other people out of, nothing.
Right.
Because why did Adam have to come from dust?
Well, some people may believe that this is sort of it's not literal, and it's sort of like following evolution.
But evolution would have taken into account that...
the correct order.
Yeah, that's not the right order at all.
Right.
Because where are the dinosaurs?
Plants come before people, yes.
And dinosaurs come from before people. Where are the dinosaurs?
Don't worry about dinosaurs.
But they should be in here.
They're creatures.
We found them.
The whole dinosaur thing isn't that big a deal.
Oh, okay.
To me.
Alright.
They talk about things that crawl on the ground and so forth.
Maybe that counts.
Yeah. But I guess the tricky part is if you're taking the evolutionary version.
Right.
Like some Christians believe that, it's kind of just a story, but it does correctly represent sort of maybe an evolutionary process. Although, if he creates Adam and Eve before he creates the plants, that's kind of suggesting. Although, in the first account...
He makes the plants first.
It's in a little bit of a better order.
Right.
Although he makes the sun after the plants.
Which is kind of...
So if you're going to Origin of the Universe, where you believe in an old universe, we know that the sun came first.
Right. Because there's no way it could...
And then the Earth was formed later,
and then the moon, actually.
And then the moon.
Because the moon's part of Earth, actually.
Right, they were at the same time, and then
plants started coming out.
Much later.
Yeah, like after a couple 100,000 years or something.
Billions.
Oh, billions? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And he did this in 7 days.
So it doesn't quite jive with the correct order on the evolution.
On what we found, yeah.
And then it kind of contradicts itself if you think he just poofed it in.
Yeah, because if he just poofed it in, why does he have to go back and say, oh, wait a minute, I actually meant to say this?
And why do you need to do tricks with dust? Okay, now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east. Right, and okay, I think I already read that.
Yeah.
Oh, and in the middle of the garden there was a tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there, it was separated into 4 headwaters. The name of the first is Pishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah. So we started having names of stuff here.
So we just...
Where there is gold. The gold of that land is good. Aromatic resin and onyx are also there.
Is there gold that's bad or something?
Maybe.
Like, you never talk about putting minerals in
Maybe there's radiated gold. The name of the second river is the Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Cush. The name of the third river is the Tigris. It runs along the east side of Ashur, and the fourth river is the Euphrates. So that kind of implies maybe he pulled these guys, Adam and Eve, after he had all those other ones.
Okay.
Or maybe these got named later, and the author just threw them in there.
Perhaps.
The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work, and took care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat of any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat it, you will surely die."
Wait. So, God put Adam in the garden to work, yet Adam can just eat whatever he wants and survive. So what work would he possibly have to do? It says to go work, and
work
he's
is
not...
to take care of it, yes.
Take care of what, though?
Well, you'll see. I think that maybe you'll talk. The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone." Oh, I guess we're not going to talk about the work.
Fine.
"I will make a helper suitable for him." Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field and all the birds of the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. See, that's his job. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field.
Wait, so he named everything? Like all the animals in existence at this current time?
He gave them names, not the names we use.
Well, yeah, but like... He mentions names that, like, we would call the animals. Right? Like sheep and stuff.
Well, it's all translated, so...
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and closed up the place with flesh. Then...
What? What happened to poofing into...
He ripped his rib out.
What happened to poofing into existence?
No. Well, he made him out of dust, so he's not doing that stuff right now.
Well, why not?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. See, that's a pretty good trick, because a rib's pretty small.
I guess, yeah. And also, that would kind of mess up the organs inside the guy, wouldn't it?
He sealed it up. Alright,
Well,
the man said,
okay.
The man said, oh, this is his first line.
Oh. So he somehow got speech? And knew how to speak?
Well, yeah, of course, he was made in the image of God, so.
Oh, yeah.
"This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. For this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. The man and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame."
Well, that sounds actually pretty nice.
I know.
Well, yeah, because then...
He used to like being naked all the time. Alright. Alright, are we going to keep going?
we can stop here for the first one.
All right.
We're about to be at chapter 3.
Alright. So, what do you think?
Well, I guess it makes sense, but the linear order of things doesn't make sense.
No.
Why don't they explain it?
Yeah, we're done with creation. The next thing is the fall of man.
But he just
I think
made
that's
man.
that's the serpent and all that stuff. Well, we got the creation. Now we're going. We got people, we got plants and animals, and so now the story should start getting interesting. We got the players set in place.
Okay.
We didn't find out what happened to the water
Oh, that's a good
separation
point.
thing.
Wasn't there still water in the sky or something? You never really touched that.
Yeah. So that's a tough one because we know there's no water. Well,
we found water on Mars.
there's water vapor.
I guess.
Maybe you meant the clouds.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he didn't talk about clouds. As far as we know, it's just a blank sky.
Yeah. I think one of those passages that I read where I was thinking it was the sun was actually talking about the stars. Or
Possibly.
something like that, yeah.
Well, because what we call the sun is just a star.
Right.
There's no difference between our sun and
Yeah.
the other stars.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll get into some cool stuff next, I'm sure, with the old serpent. You know that story, of course.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I guess we're
That's
gonna
the-
end it. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Till next time.
Yep. Till next time.